All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living Love Stream. I'm Gina DiGirolamo, and I got Jesse and Chad standing by right there in the wings. They're going to start us off this morning for a wonderful Sunday service. Where are you guys at?
We are in Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. So we're excited to have you guys there. We're going to have Reverend Elizabeth up in just a minute. And if you're just joining us right now, start a watch party because there's somebody out there who wants to feel the love today because we got a lot of love to spread. And if you have friends on YouTube, you could share our YouTube channel, Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. And there's Reverend Elizabeth. And are we okay, Reverend Elizabeth?
I think we need to start it over if we can. Is that
Okay.
possible? With the donate button?
Donate button's there. I've got it. I've got donations already.
Maybe it's just me then. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying how Facebook likes to change things on us last minute.
Whoops.
So I know. Whoops. It's all good.
Okay.
So I think we're good to go. So we'll continue. I know I've got people watching. If anybody would like to comment, that would be great. If you guys see a donate button, we'd appreciate it. You could let us know. In any case, let's give Jesse and Chad an opportunity to start us off. Here you go.
Hey! Hi, guys. This is Jesse Powers, and this is my friend Chad Warren.
Hello.
And we're really excited to be here with you this morning, and we are going to kick this morning off with some really affirmative songs, so let's do it.
Do it. I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. I can do anything I wanna.
Yes, you can.
You can do anything too. We can do anything we dream of. We can do anything, everything. I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. I am creator, sing it, of my life. Sing it, sing it. I am creator of my happiness.
I am creator of my happiness, and I've got the power to create my bliss, and I'm nothing short of an alchemist, cause I can turn my sorrow to golden wisdom. Take my dreams and I manifest the life that I feel will fit me best, and I stay present, allowing, accepting, I'm unleashing all my dreams. I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. I am creator of my life.
Yeah.
I am creator of my happiness.
We choose
To live in harmony. We choose to live as one. Sing it with us. We choose, sing it, to live in harmony. We choose to live as one.
Come on.
We choose to live in harmony. We choose to live as one. We choose to live in harmony. We choose to live as one. Yeah, I am creator of my life. Woo! I am creator of my happiness. Yeah, I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. We choose to live in harmony. Sing it. We choose to live as one. One. We choose to live in harmony. We choose to live
it. My mic. Oh, there we go. Yay. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I love that song. I am creator of my life. Yay. Thank you. We're so blessed to have Jesse Powers and Chad Warren with us as our musicians today. I'm Reverend Elizabeth Rowley, and I'm the spiritual director and senior minister at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. And it is my honor to welcome you to the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. We have an affirmation that Gina will place up on the screen here, and I invite you to please repeat after me. Today is the first day of the rest of my life.
Today is the first day of the rest of my life.
I act accordingly.
I act accordingly.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. And now Travis will introduce our musicians for today for you. Come on, Travis. Woo!
All right, beauties. Good morning. That's right. My name is Travis, and I am the music director here at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. It is my honor to introduce our guest musicians today. I'm going to read a little bit of their bio. Chad Warren and Jesse Powers are a duo of conscious pop musicians from Columbus, Ohio. That is the truth. Chad is a powerhouse of lyrical depth and musicality. He began at a young age sharing his talents at several Unity churches and gatherings, and has since grown into a well-known Columbus musician. As well as being a gifted guitarist and singer-songwriter, Chad is a talented sound engineer and videographer. Heck yeah! He is also the producer of Jesse's current project, a brand new album for 2021. Woohoo! That is right. And by the way, that last song was co-written by Jesse and Chad. Awesome. Yes, I love it. We love it. It's going to be in our rotation now. Jesse Powers, as you well know, she is a repeat artist here at our beautiful center. Jesse Powers is a South Carolina native, now living in Columbus, Ohio. Her pop vocal stylings and tumbling melodies, along with her poignant and emotional lyricism, aim to entertain and awaken those who are willing to hear her. Her second album, To Remember, drops this year. Woo! All right. You can check out these beauties at their social media, Jesse Powers Music, and jessepowersmusic.com, and Chad Warren Music on Facebook, or Chad Warren Creative on Twitter, Chad Warren Music. It is my great honor to bring you the duo of Jesse and Chad. Thank you so much. Take it away, beauty.
Thank you for that, Travis. We're very excited to be here. Let's drop into some heart space.
And I see you, and I hear you.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but could you bring your volume up just a little?
For you, you matter to me, you matter to me, and I see you, and I hear you, I care for you, you matter to me, you matter to me, and I see you, and I hear you, I care for you, you matter to me, you matter to me, I see you, and I hear you, I care for you, you matter to me, you matter to me, I see you,
I hear you. I care for you. You matter to me. You matter to me. I see you. I hear you. I care for you. You matter to me. You matter to me.
Oh, you
Matter to me. You matter to me.
Yeah.
You matter to me. You matter. You matter to me. You matter. You matter to me. You matter to me.
And I see you. And
I hear you. I care for you. You matter to me. You matter to me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jesse and Chad. We'll see you in a few. Wanted to say good morning, CSL. That's right. Welcome, everybody, to the Love Stream. I want to just give a shout out to the technology platforms that allows this love streaming to go on. We've now been love streaming here for just over 6 months, and I'm so grateful for this ability to meet virtually. So once again, my name is Travis Hogue, and I am your announcements angel this morning. And so with that, I will now read our mission statement. With everything we do, we aim to raise the vibe. We teach innovative spiritual practices and principles that inspire deeper love of self and others, transformation, a closer relationship with God, freedom from suffering, expansive joy, prosperity, and healing of the body, mind, and spirit. We are a conscious group of positive, inspired, spiritually motivated individuals transforming lives. We just happen to have a spiritual center. Want to check us out? Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Please join us for coffee and conversation at 11 a.m. Pacific time-ish via Zoom. Gina will provide the link in the comments section here, and you can also find it on our center's webpage in the Coffee and Conversation event. With that, we also build our immunity in spiritual community virtually. Remember to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you would like, via Zoom for our spiritual check-in call. You can find the link in our Facebook page under events. And I also want to do a shout out right here to our moderator angels, Karen, Robert, and Mama Jody, and any of our other beauties that have done moderation for our spiritual check-in call. Thank you so much. Next up, next Sunday, our musical inspiration will be Amy Steinberg. She'll be providing our musical inspiration for us next Sunday Love Stream on October 4th. Definitely want to be there to check it out. And while you're at it, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find that YouTube channel at youtube.com/Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. And I also want to just right here say a happy 1-month anniversary to my beloved Reverend Elizabeth. Yeah, it's been 1 month, and I want to thank you, Reverend Elizabeth, for all the love. This is wonderful. This love bloom. I also want to thank all of you that have sent love notes and texts and emails and phone calls, gifts and donations to our center. So thank you so much. And speaking of that, lastly, if you are able, please remember to continue to donate to our center during this unique time. Our operations are fully supported by your generosity, and we're looking forward to gathering at our physical center in the future. You can donate here on Facebook Live with the donate button if it's there. If it's not, Gina will provide a PayPal link to donate in the comment section. You can also visit our landing page at cccsl.org and click the donate link at the center of the page. Thank you for your consideration. We love you. I love you. We're so blessed for you and this virtual gathering. Thank you so much. Woo!
And I would like to now remind you all to, if there is something that is weighing heavy on your heart for which you would like prayer for, or maybe there's something you're looking to manifest in your life, I invite you to please send your prayer requests to info@cccsl.org. And our prayer team will pray over them for the next week for you. And that team includes myself, our assistant minister, Reverend Diane Davison, and our two outreach practitioners who are Jeff Tucker and Maria Bucaro. Thank you, blessings. And now, let's hear from Charlie Carlin. You've got Charlie muted. So while she unmutes Charlie, let's stand by. There we go. All right.
Well, let's try again. Hi, I'm Charlie Carlin, and let's have a little reading from Holmes and all those good thoughts to go beyond fear and just do it. Fear is the opposite of faith. It is the negation of confidence. Like faith, fear may be conscious or unconscious, and if fear is to be eliminated, it must be removed both consciously and unconsciously. Can we think of reward and punishment from any other viewpoint than that sin is a mistake and punishment is a consequence? That virtue and righteousness must find their corresponding effects in our experience. God neither punishes us nor rewards us. Such a concept of God would be creating dualism. A house cannot be divided against a house. It cannot be divided against itself. Such a house cannot stand. Life is a blessing or a curse according to the use we make of it. In the long run, no one judges us but ourselves, and no one condemns us but ourselves. We believe in a law that governs all things and all people. If we make mistakes, we suffer. We are our own reward and our own punishment. So, fear is the opposite of faith. Let us have more faith. More faith in God, more faith in ourselves, more faith in our world, more faith in the law. Make the decision and just do it. Shakespeare stated this above all to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the day follows the night. Holmes said, and we all use the creative power of the universal mind every time we use our own mind. Every thought is precious. Further, Holmes said, the happy outlook on life is always constructive. The understanding heart is filled with sympathy and helpfulness toward all. Perfect love casts out fear. Make the choice and just do it. And so it is.
That was wonderful, Charlie. Thank you so much for that reading. All right, my name is BJ DiGirolamo, and I am going to do our opening prayer this morning. So if you will all just get comfortable in your seat, wherever that is, and just take in a deep breath, and just know that that breath that we take is the breath of spirit. And as we let go of anything that doesn't serve us, anything that may be causing any mind chatter that prevents us from being centered. So as we center now, we realize and recognize that there is only one spirit, one God, one universal life force that lives in all things, seen and unseen. And we know that we are united with it, for it is in, as, and through me, just as it is in, as, and through this love stream. It is in, as, and through Reverend Elizabeth and Charlie and Gina and all of us that are working behind the scenes to bring this to you.
It is in the precious words that Reverend Elizabeth speaks today, and we know that it is the divine message that flows through her out to us to give us that realization of spirit that we need to hear today, right here, right now. And so I just say a special prayer in continuation for courage and strength and love for all the firefighters on the West Coast that are battling the fires that are raging out of control. And we pray for containment and control of all those. And we also pray for the safety of all those involved, whether they be fighting the fires or seeking shelter or helping those who are in need. We pray for those essential workers as well as they continue to care for us in hospitals and respond to our needs. And so we know that this service this morning is everything that we need to hear for today. And as we take the message out, it works in, as, and through us as we go out and see others in the world. And we share that goodness and we see the love within staring back at us. So I'm just so grateful for this love stream. I am so grateful for this time as we commune together right here in this hour. And I'm so grateful that it goes beyond this hour into other time zones as people watch it later. We are so blessed in many ways. And I know that I can just release now into the law of cause and effect, knowing that Spirit has our back. Spirit is working through each and every one of us. And we feel the love in that as we feel the love for others. And so together, I know that we can just claim our good by saying, and so it is.
We're good. Thank you for that lovely opening treatment. We are going to treat you and ourselves to a little bit of encouragement to just do it. I'm talking to the mic because I have to get close and it looks like I'm not talking to you, but I am. So here we go. You stumble home and you don't know what to do. It was your last day working there. You've been waiting on this moment for years and now it's finally here. The last time that the world was so open was when you were 21. Now you're watching the chapter close. You see the infinite possibilities of the next one. It can be so relieving. Moments like this, bittersweet, a sense of leaving. You look around at your messy apartment and think, maybe I should clean now. So instead you go back to bed. Now you've got time for everything. So go on and take your liberty. Go on and travel the world. Just do it. Go on and take your liberty. Set your soul loose on the open road. Wake up early just to catch the sunrise, or be reminded of the purpose of being alive. Feel that sweet sense of freedom as the pieces and the parts of who you really are start marching to the beat of your drum. Tick-tock goes the desperate clock, hoping it still has your life by the... Emancipated by the system in which your days are dictated by the hands on the wall. You scoot and shuffle past the bathroom mirror. You notice the chains are missing from your legs. Your uniform and your enslavement's been traded for dancing naked while making bacon and eggs. Better get used to receiving the days as a gift. Better get busy believing. Travel the world, nice dancing. Go on and take your liberty. Set your soul loose on the open road. Wake up early just to catch the sunrise, or be reminded of the purpose of being alive. Feel that sweet sense of freedom You think you'd go back if you could.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Then you remember that you're spending your days racing rays, walking barefoot in the woods. So go on and take your liberty. Go on and travel the world. Go on and take your liberty. Set your soul loose on the open road. Wake up early just to catch the sunrise, or be reminded of the purpose of being alive. Feel that sweet sense of freedom when the pieces and the parts of who you really are start marching to the video drum. Bum 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 bum. Just do it. Do that thing to the video drum. Do it to the video drum. Bum 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 ba dum to the beat, to the beat 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 the video drum. Yeah yeah, to the beat 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 to the video drum, to the video drum, video drum, video drum. Ba 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 ba. Video drum, got the video drum, the video drum. Da 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 da. Going to the beat of my drum. Da 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 da. Going to the beat of my drum, to the beat of my drum.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Woo! I love it. You two are amazing. Wow, we're so grateful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Reverend Elizabeth Rowley, and I am the Spiritual Director and Senior Minister at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. I'm so grateful that you have joined us here today. How stoked are we to have Jesse Powers and Chad Warren? Woohoo! They're awesome. I love this music so much. The music that is also a message is just so powerful because you could be moving through your day and hear a song and it just has landed in the soul on a deeper level. And so between their songs and Charlie's reading this morning and BJ's prayer, we could be done and just go about our day. Yeah. But I've got a message for you on top of all of this, and I'm very stoked about it and happy to be here to share it with you today. And so I know that the words that are being shared here through me are reminders. You know, there's only one mind, and it is present here and there and everywhere. And so we get to be present and receptive and available to what I call KGOD, which is the highest consciousness streaming to us, broadcasting always, and we are tuning into it, right? And so welcome to this channel, and it's a good day. So today, September 27th, 2020, is the topic is Just Do It, and the theme for September has been Facing the Fear. And so we're wrapping up the month of September. This is our second week back with you. We had some time off. I had sabbatical, 2 weeks off for our wedding and honeymoon, and then 2 weeks of sabbatical. And so I'm well rested and really feeling invigorated and energized and inspired. And so the talk today, as I said, is called Just Do It. And I wanted to address a few things, and those are perfectionism, analysis, and doubt, as it seems that these are a few of the items that can keep us stuck. We can get stuck in the mud when we get into perfectionism, analysis, and doubt. Oh my, like lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, perfectionism, analysis, and doubt. Oh my, like that. So it is said, my friends, that faith can move mountains, but is it the faith itself that moves the mountains, or is it the faith as moved through the individual having the experience of it that can move mountains? Well, I believe it's the latter for sure. So I'll begin again by referring back to the Science of Mind textbook, page 591, which is the glossary of the book of our teaching. And if we take a look at 591, we've got the definition of faith. And so Ernest Holmes tells us that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is a mental attitude, so inwardly embodied that the mind can no longer deny it. Faith is complete when it is both a conscious and subjective acceptance. Faith may be consciously generated. In spiritual terminology, faith means a belief in the presence of an invisible principle and law which directly and specifically responds to us. Thy faith has made me whole. Fear, then, is the antithesis of faith. It's the opposite of faith. And so, as a reminder, when we speak of something being subjective, there's also a definition in the back of the Science of Mind textbook for that on page 634, which tells us that for something to be subjective means that it's beneath the threshold of consciousness. The inner side or the subconscious, it's the hidden realm, right? Like you didn't know you were afraid of X, and then when X was right in front of you, it turns out the fear came up and you began to realize, oh, I guess I have a fear of that. Like maybe there's a fear of heights that you didn't know you had until you get up and try to do the flying trapeze and you're supposed to step off the platform. And then you're like, whoa, I'm actually really terrified right now. That's subconscious, But when the subconscious comes into the conscious, now it's conscious. And so now you've got something to work with, right? And so that's the subjective side. Now, when faith inspires, we are called into action of some sort. It could be a prayer. It could be pastoral care. It could be a service to the community or some other creative action. Some examples of some of our community members who are inspired by faith are those who have been visiting friends, either who have been recovering from surgery. We have one community member, Lori, who had been recovering and is still preparing to thrive. And so people have been prepping meals and actually driving the meals over to her. And there's other individuals who are stepping up and who have stepped up magnificently to lead our Monday, Wednesday, and Friday check-in calls. We've got these spiritual community check-in calls because we build our immunity in spiritual community. So it is by getting together that we build that immunity to help us get through times like these. And then there are individuals who have volunteered to sell those yard sale items, which we had collected pre-COVID-19, and they've been sitting at our center for 6 months now, collecting dust. So thank you, Reverend Diane and others. And then there's individuals who've been stopping by the center each week to vacuum. There's BJ, myself, Travis, Gina, Reverend Diane, and so forth. And then we've got our gardening angels who we don't see Patty often on these virtual streams. She's not on Facebook, but Patty Malone. If you're watching from YouTube, we love you. We're so grateful for you. Thank you. And Jim Peterson, who is a former board member who lives in Templeton, also has been helping keeping the grounds beautiful while we're gone. And then there's picking up flowers and delivering them to someone in our community or ordering flowers for delivery. It's just such a beautiful thing, right? And so these are all beautiful examples of being inspired by faith and being called into action and being in service to our community. So thank you, beloveds. I'm so grateful. And I know that everyone in our community is grateful for each of you who are participating in that way. What a blessing. So when we block, hinder, and are outside of the flow of faith, that's when we stagnate rather than flourish and thrive. And so faith without works is dead. You've heard that, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Faith without works is dead. Faith with works of love, service, and truth, therefore, is life. So we may not always know exactly what to do. And the actions that we commit to may not always work out perfectly as we thought they would. And we may feel conflicted and self-doubting when we take the action, yet still we must take the action we are called to take. And that is a brief summary of today's talk. Just do it. We are called to action, friends. Faith without works is dead. We can read about it. We can talk about it. We can post it to Facebook. I had an experience of putting a sermon together, last night and really having an area of my life right now where it was like, well, I can talk about all this, but I need to use it in my own life. And so I was able to use it as I prepared for today's talk. And so I'm just so grateful to have this opportunity to be the spiritual director here at this center, because I get to continue to walk my talk and learn as we go too, and do it publicly. So there you are. So when you feel the fear and do it anyway, you are actually flexing your faith muscle. When you feel that fear and you do it anyway, you're flexing your faith muscle, which is awesome. And action, as a reminder, is vital to faith. Faith without works is dead. So faith without action is dead. And I just saw a comment come up from Reverend Diane. Thank you so much, that Charlie filled the hole. I had no idea. There's just so many things happening without the spiritual director even knowing. So thank you for being in service. And if there's any way that you've been in service, let us know. There may be many of you who have contributed behind the scenes. And I'm so grateful for you, all of you. So I want to dive right into a few things that hinder or block us. And one of them is a really big one. And this is perfectionism. So perfectionism can be so paralyzing. Have any of you experienced perfectionism either in your past, or it's part of who you are today, or it comes up now and then? I know for me it still comes up now and then. And what happens is, if I think that something has to be a certain way, or life has to be in a certain condition before I can take action, or before I can be happy, then I get stuck in this cycle of suffering. And it doesn't matter if it's conscious or subconscious, right? If I get stuck in this cycle of perfection, then it paralyzes me. And so we're called to accept rather than resist, to take action that is inspired by faith, which is a different energy than perfection. Like the perfection energy, it has to be this particular way, and it's my way or the highway, and if we're not going to do it this way, we're not going to go, and there's all this negativity surrounding it, right? Whereas accepting is more getting in the flow, like, oh, this is how it is, and so we'll adjust and we'll create workability, and that's the way it's going to go. And so it's just a different energy, it's very subtle though. So this includes your dealings with people, situations, and experiences, etc. Now, I like to affirm for myself when this kind of thing comes up is that I love and approve of myself in all of my beauty and glory. I love and approve of myself and all of my flaws. I love and approve of my life, which is spirit expressing itself as me now. So today, I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. Go ahead and try to say that on your own and see how that feels. I love and approve of myself.
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 And so it is. So when you enter a room, do you initially search for what's lovable, or do you search for what needs to be fixed? Are you one that finds what doesn't work and talk about what doesn't work consistently? Or do you first seek out what's working and expand on that, creating more workability? So you can transform this today by that subtle transfer, right? Instead of searching for what's annoying and you don't like, search for what's lovable and speak to that, because as we speak, we create. The more we talk about things, I mean, have you noticed? The more we talk about things, the more those things are alive in our experience, right? And so if you want to talk about drama and this person said that and blah, 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 then you're going to experience more of that negativity, more of that angst and that conflict that is in, And if you talk about the good and how there's a good for me and I ought to have it, and there's only one life, that life is God, that life is perfect, that life is my life now, or getting into a solution or whatever it is, the more you talk about it is going to expand, right? The law of attraction kicks in and you're given more opportunities. It just creates more awareness for you, and you begin to look for more good, and more good shows up. You look for more negativity, and more negativity shows up, because the universe is just saying yes, yes, my beloved, and so it is. It's up to you. And so this is why we're called to change our thinking, to change our lives, because it's what we think that continues to create, and it is what we are speaking about that brings it alive into the world. Wow, it's so powerful. And it seems so simple, doesn't it? Yeah. So let's begin today. So perfectionism leads to fear of making a choice because, it might be the wrong choice. And then when you really get that you, my friend, you cannot fail. You cannot fail. Then when you really get that you cannot fail, every experience in your life is leading you to the highest and greatest expression of self. When you really get that, you will be unafraid. Or you will fear, maybe you'll feel a little bit of fear, and it'll just be like, oh, there it is. And you can identify it and keep moving, right? Perfectionism says, if I can't do it in this perfect way from the beginning, then I will not do it at all. And that's kind of like a self-righteous thing, right? It's like, I'm not going to do it at all. Therefore, I'm going to sit and do nothing while the world continues to move through space really fast, like we're going fast, my friends, transforming constantly. Everything is changing every day in every way, right? But I'm going to stay right here in my old stagnant way, unmoved by faith, uninspired, dull, and essentially unhappy. What? No, thank you. That's not for me. Is that for you?
No.
No way, Jose. No way. That is not for us. A piano player doesn't become a great piano player by waiting around for perfection. What does a piano player do? Our musicians.
They play.
They play, right? A little bit every day or a lot, But they start with a little bit. You do a little bit every day. A marathon runner runs a little bit every day and increases it over time. A bicyclist who wants to do bike racing, a singer sings a little bit every day and creates workability for themselves, steps into this flow of divine love and allows themselves to experience this goodness and love that is wanting to be revealed to us and through us. And so, my friends, the need for perfection is paralyzing. I remember as a little girl, my mom would come into my room at least once a year and take everything out of my closet and everything out of my drawers and just dump it in the middle of the room until it was like this mountain of stuff. And I would be so overwhelmed. And it would take me at least a week to get it back into the drawers and back into the closet because I wanted it to be perfect. Every little piece of thing had to go in this special particular place. And so then I would become overwhelmed, right? Like I see this pile and I can't just take one piece at a time. I start to think about how big this project, and I'm a little kid, right? I don't have that much stuff. I start thinking about how huge this project is. And then I remember I would just look at the pile and not touch it. Do you have any of those in your lives? They may not be physical piles, but there's something in your life that you look at and you see, you know it's there, but you just like walk right by it. Because it's overwhelming. If it can't be done perfect, it's not going to be done at all. There's no time for perfection. I'll try tomorrow. So sometimes this mindset arises still in my life, and it's my work to recognize it and affirm to myself that I am already perfect exactly as I am. This frees me up to take the next right action. Now, Enneagrams who are ones are perfectionists. This part of your personality that was built in. And and so the ones who on the Enneagram don't have patience for any actions that waver from their core beliefs, and the unhealthy ones will tend to see black and white, which is that perfectionism, right? So to move beyond that is to be able to recognize that perfectionism is another variation of anxiety, and it is deadly for sorting out priorities because there are no priorities. So it's a sure recipe for forever getting mentally stuck in the mud, right? You get stuck in the mud. If you've ever felt like you can't make a decision, it's that being stuck in the mud, wanting a perfection, you know? So affirm to yourself, I am enough.
I am enough.
I love and approve of myself exactly as I am.
What?
I love and approve of myself exactly as I am.
Of myself exactly as I am.
I am perfectly imperfect.
I am perfectly imperfect.
And God wouldn't change one thing about me.
And God wouldn't change one thing about me.
I take action and create workability in my life.
I take action and workability in my life.
And so it is.
So it is.
All right, so there we go. And now moving into analysis paralysis. Ooh, you've all heard that, I'm sure. Analysis paralysis. This is the overanalyzing or overthinking a situation to the extent that it causes forward motion or decision making to become paralyzed, meaning that there's no solution or course of action that can be decided upon because there's too much to analyze, right? So I want to share with you about a guy named Jack. You've all met people like Jack. You ask him if he wants to join you for coffee after work, and he says, well, I'll have to get back to you. Or he crafts an email to his supervisor, and it takes him the whole morning to get this email done. Or he's trying to decide where to go for a vacation, and it takes him 6 months to do all of the research. This is Jack. Who knows Jack? Sounds funny.
You don't know Jack.
Right. Oh, man. So the interesting thing about anxiety is anxiety makes everything important, right? So it's impossible to prioritize. When you have an experience of anxiety, anxiety makes everything important. And so we're called to ask ourselves, is this a first world problem? You know, in the bigger picture of my week, my life, how big is this problem really? And what is my worst fear here? How likely is the worst case scenario apt to happen? And if it does, what can I do about it? What we're trying to do here by asking these questions are to have our rational brains override the anxious one. Now, you could also ask yourself, you know, what is driving my concern? Is this a should? Like, is this something that I think I should be doing? If you have that in your head, you'll definitely want to analyze that. Is this a should, or is it something that I actually want? Is it something that I know is really important to me on the core level? And then you listen to these decisions and how they feel in your body as you move through your day. So without becoming stuck in the mud again, you'll have to, unless you want to get stuck in the mud again, you'll have to let go of this over analysis, because then you just get stuck in mental activity that is not creative, right? We want to have our mental activity be creative. What are you creating? So we can begin by starting with the small steps that we can take without analyzing. We can take small actions without a whole bunch of analysis and just see how that transforms you. See what happens for yourself. Now, I love this analogy of being at a sporting event. So have you ever been to a sporting event? I know many of us have. Football game, basketball game, hockey game. What else is there? Soccer games, whatever. Major league, minor leagues, high school, whatever. And when you're not the one who is playing in the game, you're observing the game, right? You're the spectator. And so you're watching the game, and you can hear Bob over here on my left, who is, shouting out to the referee for the unfair penalty that was just called. And I may hear Sally over here on my right, who is hollering at the player out there who should have done it a different way, and what's wrong with them? Didn't they see that? They totally messed up, and it should have been that way. So it's so easy to observe and offer this great advice or dispute the way things are unfolding out in the game when you're not in the game, right? Yes? Yeah. Are you with me? Yeah. That's so easy. Now, Bob and Sally, these two are in the bleachers. They are spectators of the game. They aren't actually in the game taking action. And so this is where Just Do It comes in again. Most people, my friends, not you, but most people are sitting in the bleachers of their lives. They are complaining or upset, talking about how it should be or how it shouldn't be, but not actually in the game of their lives taking action where they ought to be taking action. So we're called to get out of the bleachers. Let's get out of the bleachers and into the game of our lives. Starting today, right? Just do it. It's so easy to get caught up in the analysis of life. Sometimes you've got to just get out there and go for it. Be on the court in the game of your life, right? We have this one fleeting opportunity in these earth suits at such a time as this. What will we do with it? Rather than being a spectator in the bleachers shouting out opinions, let's experience life to the fullest. Walk off those bleachers and get in the game, my friends. The coach is calling you. The coach is calling you out. It's time. It is time to do it. Oh, it's so time to go out and live our lives fully, as much as we can during a pandemic. So begin today, right where you are. Just do it. Go for the gusto. Make the phone call. Ask the person out. Start something or stop something. Many of us have so many things started, we got to stop, right? Today's the day. Today is the day. Go to the gym. If your gym is not open or you're not comfortable, pull up a YouTube video. Walk around the block. And then tomorrow, walk around twice. Start today. Whatever it is, just do it. Your life is waiting. Your life is waiting. And so you can affirm to yourself, God is, I am.
God is, I am.
The universe supports me in every way.
The universe supports me in every way.
I have nothing to fear.
I have nothing to fear.
I take the next right action.
I take the next right action.
Knowing that I am divinely supported.
Knowing that I am divinely supported.
Right now and always.
Right now and always.
And so it is.
So it is.
And the last piece that I want to discuss is around self-doubt and second-guessing. Oh, maybe I shouldn't talk about that. See, that was self-doubt or second-guessing. That's it, right? That's another way that we can get stuck in the mud. Should I? Will I regret it? And then, or you make your decision and then you're not sure if it was the right decision. And so then you spend a lot of time in angst trying to figure out how you'll be able to see the proof of it. But the proof of it is for you turning to your faith, my friends, because as you turn to your faith, it is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, right? So when self-doubt and second guessing kick in, it's time for you to turn to your faith. And I love that you cannot fail. You cannot fail. You know, we get into our heads that if we do this one thing, well, what if I fail? But you actually can't fail. You really can't fail. And I love Thomas Edison, and what he said was, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that will not work. Thomas Edison, right? He didn't just give up. Imagine if he would have. That would have been a bummer. But he just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Because failure is like a doom and gloom, and it just stops us, right? We feel, and it's a construct that's made up in the mind. You actually cannot fail because each activity, each experience that we have in our lives is leading us to the next great, highest and great experience and adventure, you know? It's all a stepping stone, and it may not feel like a stepping stone while we're stepping across it, or if we fall off and do a face plant into the stream. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah, totally, right? And it's like, whoa, what just happened? You cannot fail, though. You know, each opportunity is an opportunity for us to know ourselves in a greater way, to know spirit that lives within us in a deeper, more magnificent way than ever before. And it is so good. So you cannot fail. We're called to be assertive. So you might feel yourself falling into perfectionism, overanalysis, self-doubt, or second guessing. But still, you must act. Even in the midst of all of that, just do it. Just do it, my friends. As our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, wrote, faith is a mental attitude which is so convinced of its own idea, which so completely accepts it, that any contradiction is unthinkable and impossible. So accept your own magnificence, that you cannot fail. You can't. And feel the faith flowing through you, leading you to take the action. Just take the action. Take the action. Remember that you, my friends, have a Godvantage. When you flex your faith muscle, you are unstoppable. Your faith in the One gives you an advantage in life that not everyone has. The faith of God gives you the Godvantage. Use it. Practice it. Try this at home. So today is the first day of the rest of your life. Imagine it's a brand new baby day. This is your day. How will you begin your new life? This is the day we each get out of the bleachers and into the game of our lives. We're on the court and in the game. There's going to be some sweat. And remember, we're not experiencing life when we're in the bleachers. We are experiencing our thoughts, opinions, and judgments about life while we're in the bleachers. So it's time. It's time to go out and live our lives fully. Begin today. Just do it. Go for the gusto. Make that phone call. Ask that person out. Start something. Stop something. You know, go to the gym or go for a walk. Don't eat that cupcake.
Whoa.
That was for me. And Travis goes, we have cupcakes? No cupcakes. Don't eat the cupcake. Don't eat the cupcake. You know, meditate. Maybe today. What if today is the day that you pray and meditate and start your meditation practice, or begin reading that spiritual book, or begin to a fellowship within your community? Whatever it is, friends, just do it. Repeat after me. Today I get out of the bleachers and into the game of my life.
Today I get out of the bleachers and get into the game of my life.
I am amazed.
I am amazed.
This is fun.
This is fun.
And so it is.
So it is.
Yes. Let your faith inspire you, friends, to get involved in your community. Put feet to your faith. We have many volunteer opportunities that are possible within our spiritual community and the local community where you can be of service. It's time, and we'll start posting some of those opportunities on our Facebook page and maybe put them in our e-news this week. The time is now, my friends. Just do it. Let's pray. So turning our attention inward in this moment, I'm just going to shake it out a little bit here. Shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out. It's called the religious science shuffle. You're going to straighten your feet if you're sitting down. If you need to twist your ankles a little bit or stretch out a little bit, go ahead and do that until you can be fully present and available for this prayer. And so I'm very grateful in this moment to know that God is all that there is. It is here and it is now. It is the thing. It's the essence itself that is available in me, as me, and through me. It is my life. This source energy is the thing that has birthed me into existence for such a time as this, just as it has birthed each one of us into existence for such a time as this. And what a beautiful thing that we're all here together in this vortex of consciousness that is filled with love, joy, peace, harmony, bliss, prosperity, love, connection, family, perfect, vibrant health, and all of the things that we consider to be good. I know that it's all available right here, right now. What we think is this empty space is actually filled with all of the goodness that is God. And so I'm so grateful in this moment to remember that truth, to know that I can just reach out and speak out and have that experience in my life, because that's how powerful we are. And so what I know and claim for each one of us is that we are creative beyond measure. Today is the day that we got out of the bleachers, and we'll look back on it and talk about it. It started on that day at that particular time. And what an awesome time it was, because that was the moment that I said yes to my good. That was the moment that I became who I came here to be, without fear, without doubt. And I just did it. I just stepped into it, and it was magnificent, fun, and there was victory, and it was so glorious. So thank you, Spirit. I'm so grateful for it already being done, and for the beautiful gifts that are being presented in my life and the life of each individual who's watching this service today. Wow, we are prosperous. I know and claim for each of us prosperity beyond measure. The Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living is overflowing with its riches, and it's right in the flow. And we remember that just as in my own life, I have this experience of being in the flow of my prosperity, that there is good and it is available to me and I ought to have it. The same is true for the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. There is good for us and we ought to have it, and we do have it. And it is such a blessing. So thank you, Spirit, for the financial contributions, for all of the gifts that continue to pour forth into our community, creating greater good, the best good that we could possibly imagine. Thank you for allowing this service to take place today, for our amazing, talented musicians who are raising the vibe with us. Thank you for all of the volunteers, and for the many who are getting into service right after this service, because they have heard the message, they have been inspired by their own faith, and they are ready, just as I am. And so I'm very grateful for this, and I'm very grateful for each individual who is a part of our center, whether they have been to our center in physical form or have watched and participated virtually. We are so blessed. And so I say yes to the continued blessings. I lay down any need for perfectionism, overanalysis, and self-doubt or second guessing, and I stand in the truth of this life, which is that I cannot fail, and neither can you, and neither can we. So thank you, God, for this beautiful reminder. Thank you for this day and all the love. We are so blessed, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you so much, Rev. That's beautiful. We're gonna take that in the body with this music, and we're going to get some serenity going. And don't forget that courage to know the difference. And, the wisdom to know the difference. And the courage to just do it. So let's just do it.
Well, God grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom, yes, the wisdom to know the difference.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom, yes, the wisdom to know the difference.
God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom, yes, the wisdom to know the difference. Serenity, courage, the wisdom to know the difference. Serenity, courage, the wisdom to know the difference. Serenity, courage, the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know the difference. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change all I can, and the wisdom,
the wisdom to know the difference. The wisdom to know, the wisdom to know, the wisdom to know the difference.
Oh, so wonderful to hear that song sung, or that prayer sung.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You two sound so magnificent together, like butter. I love it.
Thank you. We're so excited to sing together for you guys.
for sure.
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to have Chad on here too and introduce you guys to him. He's an amazing musician, as you can tell. So we're real pumped.
Both of you. You two are amazing together. Thank you again for blessing us. All right, friends. So I would like to remind you all that we have our donate button available now on the Facebook post there. So right above the comments, you'll see a little donate button. And we're so grateful for your donations. And if you choose not to donate through Facebook, you can donate through PayPal. The link is just above that donate button from a comment from our center. And it's paypal.me/CCCSL love. And your contributions help keep us going. And so we do have our physical center, and we've got all of the normal bills that we are continuing to pay and ensuring that we continue to operate and are available for the time that we get to go back and be present at our facility. So your contribution helps that. And so we've got PG&E, we've got all of the regular bills, water, all of it, right? And so we've got salaries and musicians who we pay. So thank you for your support. It continues us going, and you're really supporting the vision of a world that works for everyone and for raising the vibe on the Central Coast. That's what your donation is really doing, my friends. We're raising the vibe collectively, and we are awesome, right?
Right.
Yes. So we do have a giving affirmation, and we're going to take some conscious time now to say this affirmation, and I invite you to please repeat it after me. And if you've already given, just send this energy into the Facebook donation or through PayPal and know that it has been given in this particular way. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It is evidence of my faith and my belief.
It does great work in the world.
It does great work in the world.
And returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And so it is.
So it is.
Yes. And so I really loved last week when we were back for the first Sunday, Karen Robert had put a note in requesting that everybody give in a little bit more that day. And we did have a good Sunday last Sunday with our giving. So thank you. Let's do that again today. Woohoo! Let's see if we can beat last Sunday.
I just donated.
All right. And so it is. And so it's now time for our benediction and then our call and response. So won't you know with me that you are never alone, that God is where you are right now and always. And all that you ever need do is turn within. And it is here you will find you are guided, sustained, directed, and inspired by a source that knows only good. Joyously let us make use of these gifts in all that we think, in all that we say, and in all that we do. And please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
Something wonderful is happening as me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my pocketbook.
Life is in my relationships.
Life is in my relationships.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel
I
it.
believe it.
I believe it.
I express it.
I express it.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
And just the way that it is not.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Thank
Okay.
you, life.
Let's just do it. That's all awesome. So we are gonna do a little coffee and conversation in a little bit on Zoom. I'll put the link in, and I'm gonna let Jesse and Chad take us out. You guys are gonna join us in there too, right?
Yes, we are going to join you for the
Yay.
conversation.
Okay, cool.
Background music to you talking. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. You
All
guys
right,
go
well,
ahead.
Let's sing I Am Creator again. Ready?
I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. I am creator of my life.
Oh,
I am creator of my happiness. We choose to live in harmony.
Just do it.
We choose to live as one.
Just do it. Live in harmony.
We choose to live in harmony. We choose to live as one. Oh, I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. I am creator of my life. I am creator of my happiness. We choose to live in harmony. We choose to live as one. Just choose it. We choose to live in harmony. Here we go.
they hit the